Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims once again proudly presents Grand Slam Wrestling. This is the match for week 14. It's actually going to be one of three videos I'll be putting up this week because we have the Monarch of the Mat qualifiers, and we'll talk a little bit about that after this big world title match. Dory Funk Jr. defending his crown against a fellow bad guy, Kola Kwariani, who was a grappler in New York in the 40s and 50s and also competed in other places across the country. And hello, everybody. Big Paulie coming to you. Well, Grapplefest 4 now over and done with. We're getting ready for Monarch of the Mat. We're going to have 18 qualifying tournaments from the 18 different regions. Kind of like how they used to do it in the old days in the 70s and the 80s, where you'd have multiple promotions taking part in the same tournament, like the Crockett Cup, or I'd say in the mid 70s they had a multi-state production where they determined the Southern champion, and it was out of the Memphis circuit. But they would have guys from Georgia and Florida and the old Gulf Coast circuit in Mississippi in it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to try to weed down the field. We're going to have the 18 winners of each of the circuits, and the winner from each of the 18 circuits, I should say, and we will have a knockout tournament after that, and we'll find who was the Monarch of the Mat this year. Farmer Burns, the retired world champion, won it last year. So that brings us to our big match in the Montreal circuit. Dory Funk Jr. against Kola Kwariani. Dory will be a tweener here because he does get a favorable fan reaction from the fans up in Canada. And the champion likes the most. Well, that's because they like the wrestling talent up here. But let's look at the champion's roll call. We did have a change in the undercard here in Montreal, and we will get to that in just a moment. You might have noticed that we have a brand new North American champion. That is The Undertaker, who just easily dispatched Dick Daviscourt, and that is the first time Taker has taken a title. And we will go through the preliminary card here, the first 7 matches. We always have 6 matches that are from the circuit, or at least, as of now. 6 matches from the circuit, and then we add the title matches as we can at the end of the circuit. So you could have 7 matches, you could have 8, you could have 9, and I like to keep it close to 7 as I can. So we will go through the what happened on the undercard. We're going to have some grapplers leaving the Montreal circuit, 3 of them in fact, and they will be immediately sent to other circuits. But if they get sent to a circuit that's part of the Eastern Combine, they will not compete for another month. But they could crop up in the Central Combine, the Western Combine, or the International Combine as we go through the rotation each week. We begin with Yvon Robert making his debut, losing by countout to Cien Caras, the Mexican grappler, 21-16. Bob Roop has been sent packing. He lost to Dara Singh, who is also making his debut, Great Indian grappler, 27-07, body press. And Singh picks up 5 big rankings points, so we probably will see him in the Montreal Circuit tournament if he can make it all the way to the finals. In the third bout, Brock Lesnar had a whole bunch of trouble with the smaller Henri Deglan, who was a legendary figure in Montreal, once the world champion. And of course, there was controversy about how he won the title biting himself, or having somebody bite him to claim that his opponent bit him. And Jim Cornette used that for the Montreal screw job, a variation of that when they wanted to get the title off of Bret Hart in 1997. Deglan by DQ when Cien Caras interferes, so we're going to have Deglan and Caras probably meeting down the road. Karl Gotch is also going bye-bye. He was pinned by Kurt Hennig, 29 minutes even, chopped to the midsection. I forgot to put it in at the end of that. And Koch will go to another territory. The Crusaders and the Kalmakovs had a rematch of a battle they had last month, and they went to a 30-minute draw. Dr. Wagner Jr. sends Gory Guerrero packing, 2:38, a series of speed moves. Actually, no, 2:33 was the time of that bout. And as I was mentioning on the last bout on the undercard, it's The Undertaker taking the North American title. He is the new champ, and he will hit the road with the title. And Dick Daviscourt goes back to wherever he came from, which I think was the Portland circuit, And the time of the fall was 3:44. So the Undertaker is in the Montreal circuit tournament, so we could see a few more title changes because in all tournaments the titles are on the line. So, for instance, Jim Lundos could beat the Undertaker and become the North American champ because Jim Lundos is a part of the Montreal tournament. Or Kola Kwariani could wind up being North American champion should he lose tonight, and he might wind up facing Undertaker in the Montreal circuit tournament. Everybody, for the purposes of the circuit tournament, will be frozen where they are when the second quarter of the year starts, and the champions got to pick where they wanted to go, as well as the unrestricted free agents, and we'll go over that in much greater detail when we get to the Montreal circuit tournament. We're also going to do the New York circuit tournament. So we're going to close in a little bit. We have the match all set up already. Dory Funk Jr. getting a little bit of a favorable favorable fan reaction, I meant to say. He's facing Kola Kwariani. We have already done the move adjustments, and we're ready to go with this bout. Kwariani has been looking to get a title for a while. He is another one of these grapplers that has never won a championship in GSW, and of course, Jim Lundos won his first world title by winning the world title. So we go 60 minutes, and Kwariani will have to get a pinfall or submission within that time before anything else happens or before the time limit of 60 runs out. And we have already had a result. Look at that. Dory Funk Jr. pulls Kwariani off of the ring apron, and he tries to re-enter the ring to count. It's a double count out in 30 seconds. How about that? So a double count out 30 seconds, which means Funk will keep his championship, and he didn't even have to break a sweat tonight. Double count out in 30 seconds. So they will each, actually Dory does not pick up any points, but Kola will pick up 2 with that result. And it's all over already, folks. We're sorry that the match only took 30 seconds, but this is what sometimes happens. And I accidentally still have the match number 12 up from doing Grapplefest, so I will remove that promptly. And show you the screen again. I apologize for that, folks. I forgot to look at my graphics here on OSD, or OSD. I'm getting OCD doing this. So there you go, folks. 30 seconds, a double count out. That was a bit of a disappointing match. But Dory will walk away with the championship. And we have 2 more videos coming to you this week. So before we go, we will show you the brackets of the Montreal tournament. Now, only the top 15 enter the tournament proper. If you are 16th in the circuit or below, there is a battle royal. Or if there are 17 men in the circuit, there would be a qualifying match to get into the first round. So we have 5 entries. We have Hiroshi Hase, Big Bully Busick, Mike DiBiase, Jacques Goulet, and Eric Embry. And again, the brackets were frozen to the rosters as the first quarter of the year ended. So we will go through the brackets here. And this is just set up so the 8-9 match is first and the 1-16 battle is last. But then in the next round, the 1-16 winner gets the 8-9 winner and so forth. So everything has to total 9. Bracket-wise, and in the first round they have to total 17. So here are the first round packets. Cien Caras will get Karl Gotch, even though Gotch is going to head to another territory. He has to fulfill his obligations in the Montreal Circuit Tournament. Bob Roop will face a fellow bad guy in Magnificent Maurice. Gory Guerrero will face Lord Alfred Hayes. So you got 3 guys who are going to other territories in these first 3 matches. Brock Lesnar came in as the 5 seed. He gets one-man gang, the 12. Kurt Hennig will face Henri de Glan. Hennig will be sky high after his win over Karl Gotch earlier. Now, The Undertaker in the very first round, he's got a tough defense. He's got Dara Singh, a fellow good guy. And then Kola Kwariani will face Yvonne Robert, and Jim Lundos will get the Battle Royal winner of the first bout. And whoever that first winner is, Hase, Busick, DiBiase, Goulet, and Embry, they will have a first round match with Jim Lundas, which will be no easy task. Over in New York, we have an 18-man battle royal for the 16 seed. And here are the brackets there, and we will do this. That will be our third video of the week, and we should probably have that by the weekend. Adrian Adonis, Jerry Briscoe, Tiger Mask, Tommy Dreamer, Ace Orton, Bob Orton Jr. against Ahmed Johnson, Edge against the Ultimate Warrior, not Warriors, Giant Baba and Spike Dudley, Triple H and Taz, Bruno Sammartino and Tully Blanchard, and they met earlier in the year. And Andre the Giant. Andre, very odd of him to choose the New York region, but he did. He'll get the Battle Royal winner. And the first round bouts are 30 minutes. The quarter and semifinals are 45. The finals in each of these circuits will be 60. If we should have no result, with no winner, the highest seed will automatically advance, kind of like how they do soccer in Mexico. So that's how this shapes up. And here I am once again on this March 29, 2021, a cloudy, rainy day here in Tampa, which the weather forecasters are not predicting, but came to be. So I hope you enjoyed this very short match. Trust me, we're going to have some couple of good matches over the weekend for you as part of the Monarch of the Mat tournament. Monarch of the Mat, King of the Ring, get it? So this has been Big Polly coming to you, wishing you well, Godspeed and God bless. We'll do it all again soon, and bye-bye for now, everybody.